Hi, this is Matt Huberty with CalMat. Thanks for watching this video. Essentially what this is a demonstration of the timesheet tool that I've built in Excel, which includes some additional software code behind the scenes that operates to help prepare timesheets. So what you see here is a directory of timesheet files, and I'm going to go ahead and open mine up so that I can show you how it works and operates. Essentially just double click on the file. You may see windows pop up asking you about a security warning. You want to go ahead and click Enable Content, Enable Macros. Quickly though, you always want to be able to trust the developer that writes a macro because they theoretically could write malicious code. So in the event you ever get a macro that you're unsure of who the developer is, you probably want to disable the content until you can certify its security features and just make sure there's no malicious code. But you want to enable content. You'll want to make this a trusted file when you open it. And essentially what you have here is the DRT for a particular employee or CalMet member. I've already entered in a lot of the information for myself, but I want to show you some of its features and how it works. You'll notice here that for October, it already has a lot of the hours filled in because I've done a lot of testing on the data. But when you select the entire hours block and clear its contents by right-clicking and clicking clear contents, you'll notice that it's now blank. So imagine yourself at a computer where you've entered in all of your hours. What you're going to want to do then at that point is mostly just focus on the stuff that's in the orange. Anything that's not in the orange, you really don't need to focus on. I probably should make one more minor adjustment and alert people to not change the total hours column because it includes a very good formula which incorporates time for lunch. You'll notice too that this time value over here is 15 and a half hours, which I've simulated that I've worked. You'll also notice too that if I took a lunch break from 12:30 to let's say 1:30, this time amount over here has adjusted. I'll also quickly mention too, and I made this mistake already once in the video, is that everything gets entered as military time for this tool. So the one thing you want to make sure of is to enter everything as military. In other words, things that are in the PM after 12 noon should be entered as 1430, 1400 hours, for example. The only way to get this to work is by using the military time. If you don't use military time, then this whole tool is not going to work properly. But from there, it's pretty straightforward. You just enter the location where you worked, what your start time was for the day, if you had a meal, and your end time, and you go week by week, fill that out on all of these DRTs, and go to process your timesheet. The way you process your timesheet is by selecting this hiring classification, which I've also included. I happen to be an ATE, so I've selected that. And then once all your DRTs are filled out, you'll go to this tab called the TB interface and simply click the button. It's going to ask you if you want to process your timesheet now. You'll click yes. And behind the scenes, it's actually looking up my name and it's bringing in my carry forward hours from September. It's also notating and showing me that I had 0 carry forward hours of overtime from September. I know that to be true. So in this case, I'm going to click yes. And then eventually it's going to tell me that the processing has been completed. And at that point, I can then go to the October timesheet tab and notice that all of my hours have been included on the timesheet. It's been prepared for me automatically in Excel, and it's now ready for printing in Excel. I'll quickly mention too that the usefulness of this tool is such that in the event that we get 200 of these timesheets or 300 from CalMet members, I also have a script already built waiting in the wings, ready to print all of these timesheets. So you should be aware of that. But in the next video, I'm going to show you a few more features. But in the meantime, I just want to point out that the carry forward hours have been brought in. Thanks for watching the video.